We now welcome West Virginia coach Dana Holgorsen. If you have a question, please press *1.
Your first question comes from the line of Ed Owens with Dominion Post.
Morning, Coach. After the game, it seemed like you were pretty pleased with Paul's performance. You said you wanted to go back and look at the tape. Now that you've had a chance to do it, can you just kind of give your thoughts on how he played? And heading into this week, can you say that he is your starting quarterback?
Yeah, he did a good job of managing the game. Thought he got us into several really good run checks. Other than the one sack that he took, which was really on him, and had pretty good ball security with two hands on the ball, they still were able to get it out. Other than that one play, he did a good job of taking care of the ball, running the offense, completed almost 80% of his passes, made good decisions. So was happy with what he did. Still think that Clint brings something to the table that he doesn't, so we will continue to rep Clint. And, obviously you got to rep your second-team quarterback anyway, so we're going to continue to rep him, and I would expect him to continue to get better at what we're asking him to do.
Thanks.
Your next question comes from the line of David Ubin with Fox Sports Southwest.
Dana, kind of flesh that out more, the team as a whole. How would you kind of assess your team's performance? Not probably the final score that a lot of people were expecting, but what do you see after some time to sort of digest it?
I thought we got better on all three sides of the ball. I thought we got better, which is the overall goal of an opening football game. Don't care too much about the score. Would I have liked to score more? Absolutely. Would we have liked to not given up the big plays and allowed them to score points? Well, of course so. But there's things that happen that we'll be able to learn from it, and you can try your hardest to put guys in situations to see how they're going to respond, but until you actually do that on a real game, then you're not going to be able to really see how people are going to respond. So just excited about the guys that were able to get out there and make plays and show improvement, which obviously we're going to have to show a tremendous amount of improvement on all three sides of the ball heading into Norman next week.
Why do you feel like you guys didn't put up the kind of offensive numbers that you're sort of used to there?
Well, we had 400 yards, which is, when you're looking at so many guys that have not played college football games, the fact that we had 400 yards is probably satisfying to a whole lot of people. I don't care about stats. I don't care about numbers. I care about being efficient. There's a lot of times that we weren't very efficient in finishing drives, but that's part of the process with inexperienced kids.
And just to clarify, you were talking about Clint. You're getting him more reps in practice, so that I assume that means you're planning on getting him some playing time moving forward in games?
It all depends on how the game goes, and he's played against Oklahoma before. He knows what kind of speed that they have and what kind of athletic ability that they have. He's been in that situation before, so I think he'll help us from a maturity standpoint and being able to move the ball if we need to. We just got to continue to rep him. He doesn't understand the offense as well as Paul. Really happy with how Paul performed, and right now it looks like he's our guy. But with that said, we're going to continue to rep Clint to see if we can get him in position to use him when we need him, because more than likely we're going to need him at some point.
All right, thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Tim Griffin with San Antonio Express News.
About maybe some early changes you've seen in OU's defense from this year, from last year. You've taken an early look at their first game.
Yeah, they've made some changes, unfortunately for us. They got a tremendous amount of speed on the field. They seem to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more attacking. They're blitzing more. They're a little bit more aggressive with their coverage. So, not surprising. Understand, Coach Stoops and what they've been able to accomplish defensively for the last couple of decades. So, they look fast. They look good. They look aggressive.
And then one other thing, I wonder if you could talk about Charles and his development that he had in his first game with you guys on Saturday.
Yeah, just getting out there and playing with the guys for the first time, I think will help him heading into that game too. He's played a lot of football, obviously. He's been a 3-year starter, and he's been in big games before. He's played against a lot of good teams in the past. with that said, he's never played with the Mountaineers before. You know, he's never been on Mountaineer Field, and he's never been with his West Virginia teammates before. So getting out there and getting those jitters out of his system, I think, will help him in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Stephen Hawkins with Associated Press.
Dana, like you said, you reached your overall goal in the opening game and getting better in all three phases. But obviously, you had a tough game against an FCS team, and FCS teams won 2 other games against Big 12 and won some others around the country. What are your thoughts as you see these FCS teams competing so well against, not only FCS teams but Big 12 teams?
Yeah, it obviously grabs your attention. It's happened before. It happens every single year. I mean, if anybody was surprised with North Dakota State, then they haven't been paying attention to college football in the past. I knew Northern Iowa would give Iowa State a good game as well, just because of it's happened in the past. I mean, there's a lot of good football teams out there. There's a heck of a lot of good coaches out there, and there's a lot of good players out there. So, it'll grab your attention. Luckily, we were able to, get tested and be able to overcome that and come out with the win. I mean, at the end of the year, it really doesn't matter what the score was. It's about getting the wins.
Do you get any concern about obviously everybody wants to compare leagues. Do you get worried about the perception that some people might have because of what happened in the Big 12 this weekend?
No, I don't worry too much about it. I worry about what we do first and foremost. But it's no different than the way it's been any other year. I mean, it's all about the final product and how we finish the year, not how we start the year. I mean, there's going to be a lot of positive things happen in the Big 12. There's going to be a lot of great games that are being played, and then at the end of the year, we see how we stack up.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Your next question comes from the line of Wendell Barnhouse with Big12Sports.com.
The small edges or advantages that Paul have is the experience and your guys' offense, just the fact that I imagine, getting the play, called in and then looking at the defense and, making a check and the way you guys want to play fast, that's a lot to process, and you kind of have to have that experience to be able to do that quickly, right?
Well, it makes it easier. There's no question. Having the luxury of being able to have Paul, and then he's taken reps for the last.
I got that.
He's taken reps for the last couple of years, and the comfort level with him was a little higher than it was with Clint. And again, the more snaps that Clint takes, I think the better he's going to get, and the more comfortable he's going to get out there. Chances are you're going to need them both at some point, so we'll keep repping them and keep trying to get better.